Thanks, Cathaoirleach. The 0.6% pension levy on private pensions, which has been proposed to fund the initiative under Section 4 of the bill, is clearly the most controversial aspect of the initiative and of this finance bill. Now, like yourself, Cathaoirleach, I voted against cuts to pensions by the last government, and clearly public sector pension holders have already been very hard hit in terms of cuts and levies to their pensions. But a number of, many constituents indeed, who are currently receiving defined benefit pensions have been in touch, who are very upset at the prospect of a reduction in their current pension entitlements. And these are senior citizens who are not on massive pensions, but rather spent decades working in private or public companies such as Cadbury in my constituency or in Dublin Bus on modest wages, and hope to enjoy the retirement on their modest pension. So at the next stage of this bill, I would urge Minister Noonan to look seriously at putting in a legislative mechanism to stop administrators passing on this levy to those who are currently receiving pensions. I mean, we've heard the outrageous administration costs that pensions funds are engaged in from many deputies on different sides of this House, and indeed a fine analysis by the journalist Kathleen Barrington a few weeks ago. And it does seem to me that that is the area that we should be aiming at. I notice our excellent Library and Research Service, when this bill was first published, they confirmed to me that indeed the legislation before us clearly allows the levy to be passed on to those receiving benefits at the discretion of the insurer administrator. Thank you, Cathaoirleach. So the other point I wanted to make is there a constitutional issue here, as I think there was with public sector pensions? And I just want to say finally that, of course, the course of action we're engaged in, and I warmly welcome everything in the Jobs Initiative, and particularly, as my colleagues have said, in relation to housing and roads and so on. But it does follow on from our failure to deal with the macroeconomic issue still. And I commend deputies like Deputy Matthews over there, who continues to ask this House and this government to redouble their efforts to get a cut in the bailout interest rate, and I commend the Taoiseach for what he's done so far in that regard, and also, in fact, to look at broadening the tax base if necessary. My colleague has made the comment about tax on very high incomes, indeed asset taxes which don't include the family home. There are other ways, and I think some of our colleagues on those benches over there, I see Deputy Wallace there, they've also indicated ways in which this government could respond. So I would ask the government again to look very closely at the pension levy, and to see if the funding of this Jobs Initiative can be done in a way that's sustainable and fair. Thanks, Cathaoirleach.
Deputy.